Pragyan Ojha joins us. Pragyan, how would you look at this result? A few runs short, or do you think the bowling had it in them to defend this total? Where does the blame lie at the moment for India's defeat?
We were a few runs short. If you look at South African batting, I told you their middle order is a very solid batting unit and they have been getting those runs. That's where, when you look at India's batting, I think somewhere I felt the trust that was, the faith that was shown on Dinesh Karthik. I think he should be sitting and thinking about it, because had he been there with Suryakumar Yadav, had they added that 10-15 runs or 20 runs more, it would have been a different ball game. That's where the difference was made, because both the bowling units, they did their job, and if you see, Indians should be pleased because the game went on till the last over and that's where it was decided. But when you talk about batting, that's where I felt very strongly that South African batters played to the situation and we somehow did not play to the situation, apart from Suryakumar Yadav. I'm talking about the middle order. Dinesh Karthik, who was given a long rope and the trust was put on him. I think he should be thinking about it, because he was an experienced guy, and this is where you want your experienced or senior most guys to come and deliver. That's what David Miller has done for his side.
So we expecting more from Indian team.
Okay, what happened?
We were expecting more score from Indian team, but they wasn't do good on today's match. Good luck for the boys for the World Cup, and we hope them to win final.
Okay, you're still supporting the Indian team.
Yeah, why not? We love Indian team.
English, Hindi, can you speak? Whatever.
आज हमें इंडिया टीम से बहुत ज़्यादा अपेक्षा है।
हाँ.
इसलिए हम पढ़ते हैं।
But where do you think they went wrong?
मुझे लगता है जहाँ पर विराट कोहली ने जो कैच छोड़ दिया और रोहित शर्मा ने एक रन आउट का चांस हुआ, उसके बाद
The team selection wasn't good today. They should go with the more bowlers instead of go with the
5 bowlers.
Buddha for the batting lineup. And we need more experienced player like Bumrah. We want him to back
But
from injury.
Bumrah is not fit. So
Yeah, we know that. We just expect him, and just good luck to him to recover soon and then back before the World Cup.
okay, end of the day, enjoy the game.
yes, we really enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
It was really good fun. Doesn't matter whoever win or lose, but we really love it. But I would like to say we should replace Indian now because he is not performing very good.
Sure.
After replacing him, it should give chance to other.
Okay.
We can do
Okay. Also have a Pakistani fan, disappointed.
Yeah.
You hope that India will do you a favor, that didn't happen.
Yeah, actually that's bad luck for Pakistan basically. Wicket was very hard and both teams tried very well, but unfortunately it's not our day.
No worries. The team that played better today, that was South Africa, that won. All the best. Now it's up to both India and Pakistan. Both really haven't qualified for the semi. They'll have to win their remaining game, but don't forget, weather might also play a very crucial role. Sunny Gavaskar also joins us live on the program. Sunny bhai, let's start with the Indian batting. It was a pitch that was expected to be not easy, but you know that these are conditions that India will try to the past few days. We know that they had a camp here. Did you expect some sort of better batting from the Indian batsmen?
Yes, a little bit better. A little bit better. I think India was maybe 15 runs short, as we saw towards the end. Maybe 150 would have been a very challenging score to get. But yes, I think we lost those early wickets, and that set us back.
I think it was a great knock by David Miller, the way he handled those situations. Had he not played with Markram, I was like, India would have done something special today, because when you look at Indian bowling attack, they did their job. They took the game till the last over, and the captaincy was spot on. But I think Markram and David Miller, they showed their class. And the best thing was David Miller, the way he was handling the spinner as well. The only thing that what I felt was, prior to this, David Miller was like little weak to the spinners, but this is where he improvised and he's done well. That is what he's learned from when he came to India and played IPL.
And what's your sense on our boys? I mean, We all rejoice when they win, but you know, it's a match, it's a sport. There are wins, there are losers. But how did they fare?
No, it's a win, it's a lose. I understand that when you're playing cricket, some team they win, some they don't. That's part of the game. But you have to look at what are the things that can cause trouble when you're going ahead.
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm saying Dinesh Karthik. Why I'm talking about Dinesh Karthik? Because he's a dear friend. But when you talk about cricket, you have to look at the experience that he gets. And he was part of this team because he has that kind of, the number of games or experience or the skill set to win you games. And these are the situations where you expect a Dinesh Karthik to deliver.
Yeah.
And this was the first game that Deepak Hooda was playing, and on a wicket which is very, very competitive and very, very challenging. So that is the reason I'm saying, had Dinesh Karthik not played that shot and carried on the bat, we would have got at least another 15-20 runs, and it would have really made a lot of difference.
Oja continues to be with us right here in the studio, as does Sunil Gavaskar, who's joining us from Melbourne live, and Rahul Rawat is our cricket expert who is joining us from the newsroom at the moment. Rahul, you win some, you lose some, and you know, I don't understand cricket as much, but I'm always there for Team India, cheering them on. At this point, Rahul, if you could tell our viewers what really went wrong for the Indian team today before you start off with our guests on the broadcast.
Well, Chetty, the fact is that India have lost this game. As you said, you win some and lose some. But now that we have Mr. Gavaskar and Pragyan Oja, the people who've played cricket at the highest level, so it would be better and appropriate if we ask these questions to Mr. Gavaskar and Pragyan Oja. Sunny, I'll come to you first. The fielding, perhaps that could be one of the reasons. Markram dropped twice, in fact dropped once, and then that sitter of a run out that Rohit Sharma missed. And there was some, the energy perhaps was lacking. Maybe that was the difference.
Look, I think in cricket you're going to have situations where catches are going to be dropped, run out opportunities missed. What we've really got to see is that we didn't score enough runs. On a pitch like this, where there is going to be a little bit of a challenge for the batsman, I think you've got to play it smartly. I don't think we played smart enough cricket, because if you had played smart cricket, we would have had 150. For example, some of the dismissals that we saw showed that, you know, they were perhaps just a little bit concerned about the pace and bounce of the pitch, and therefore were trying to do something different. But it is difficult to do something different against a quality attack. One of the reasons why I was saying over the last 48 hours to include an extra batsman was because that batsman could get runs. Sadly, Deepak Hooda, you know, having played his third delivery with Suryakumar Yadav at the other end, tried to attack when all he had to do was to play smart cricket and, you know, give singles, take singles and twos, and give Suryakumar Yadav, who was batting well at the other end, of more of the strike. Similarly, I think, you know, Karthik getting out at the stage. So I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying that, you know, just generally, apart from Suryakumar Yadav, really nobody played the kind of cricket with the experience that they had that could have helped us get those 15-20 runs, which could have made the difference between winning and losing.
And Sunny, were you in favor, now that, of course, the match is over, Deepak Hooda also was dismissed for a duck. Were you in favor? Do you think the India needs to have a relook at their batting order and perhaps get somebody like Rishabh Pant in the 11, or would you still say, let's not press the panic button?
Oh, yes. Let's not press the panic button at all. No. We are still 4 points. We've got 2 matches to go. 2 matches against opponents we should win. Of course, we should never take any team lightly. Bangladesh has always given us a run for the money in the T20 format, so we've got to be very careful against them. And then even Zimbabwe, the way they have played this time around here in the T20 format, does tell you that you've got to be very careful. Also, don't forget, the Zimbabwe game is in Melbourne, and Melbourne has had this unbelievable weather where the matches are being washed out. So it's important for India to beat Bangladesh to make their place secure in the semi-finals.
And Pragyan, coming to you, what's wrong with the Indian openers, especially KL Rahul? Once again, he was struggling, played that maiden over first up from Wayne Parnell. And is it technical or is it mental with KL Rahul?
See, I think this is a wicket where you have to understand that it is not about being brave. It is all about applying yourselves and trying to get those runs. And on this wicket, when you're playing, you know that a winning total can be 145 or 150. Then you have to play accordingly. So I think he played according to the merit. And when you talk about his skills, I think he was spot on. He was timing the ball well. I think somewhere maybe I felt that mentally he's somewhere just stuck. That is what I felt, because he was timing well. He looked as if he's there. He never looked like he was struggling. So maybe that is something he needs to talk to himself, because he is not out of form. Had he been out of form, he wouldn't have got those runs. He wouldn't have played those strokes. It would have been very difficult for him. On a difficult track, he played those beautiful shots. So I think it is somewhere more to do with the mental aspect than the physical aspect.
Right. Before I let you guys go, Sunny bhai, one last question on this coverage at least. There's been an inability to pick wickets in the middle. Of course, the Indian team has been persistent with our Ashwin. All these months, years, we've used Yuzi Chahal, and he has done reasonably well for the Indian team, picking those wickets in the middle overs. Even today, Aiden Markram and David Miller, they consolidated. They were in a spot of bother, but they stitched a valuable partnership. But those lack of wickets in the middle overs, once the strike bowlers had done their job, that actually hurt India. Not just in this game, but in the past as well.
Yes, I think if you get wickets consistently, if you get wickets regularly, you're putting the pressure on the opposition. You're putting them on the back foot. The important thing is not to allow partnerships to develop. So there was that we had taken those 3 wickets, and then we allowed a partnership between Markram and David Miller to develop, steady the ship, after which it was easy for the South Africans to go and launch the attack. So clearly, yes, I think the fact that we are not picking wickets from, say, the 7th to the 14th over, that is not helping the Indian cause at all.
All right, Sunny bhai, thank you very much. Pragyan, thanks a lot. So that's the big breaking. India have lost this match against South Africa in Perth by 5 wickets. Of course, there were not enough runs on the board, but there's another game to be played. That's on 2nd of November, and that would be against Bangladesh. Stay tuned for more news and updates.